Hi everybody, welcome to Jenkins Boat Works. I am Chuck Jenkins. In this video, we continue working on our Yukon racing kayak. And in this video, we're going to concentrate on some of the fiddly little finish type stuff, the deck hardware, how we get our straps on to hold our hatches down, and just various little things like that. Some of the detail stuff, and quite honestly, it's kind of fun because a lot of this stuff we've been working on for a long time, and it's all kind of starting to come together. So we're glad you're here, and I believe this is episode 25. So it's been turned into kind of a long project. We got a lot of video on this one, and we're just super happy with the way it's turning out. If you happen to be new to the channel, like I said, this has been an ongoing project, and there is a playlist. We'll link that in the video description and at the end of the video. And so if you have missed an episode or you want to binge watch it or catch up, we'll link that. Feel free to do so. If you haven't yet subscribed to the Jenkins Boat Works channel, I invite you to do that. It helps us greatly. And we have other projects coming. We're going to get back to the Somme Sound over here as soon as we get done with this. So stay tuned for that. Right, let's jump in. I'll show you what kind of work we're getting done. We're doing some deck rigging. And I got a hot knife here that I'm getting charged up. I ordered this stuff online. You just Google web strapping or whatever. And I got some 1-inch with buckles. And it came with a whole bunch of stuff. The buckles look like that. And I already put this one together. This 1-inch strapping. My other strap was too long, so I'm cutting another one. So we can see what that looks like. Oh, actually, I didn't need to cut it. I just need to poke a hole through it. Okay, we'll let that sit here for a second. Let's let that cool off. I got this other little heat gun thing here. It's kind of like a soldering iron. I just want to put a hole through this so that my little bolts will go through it. So I'm just going to fold that over like that. So we just got a double thickness. There's two purposes for that. I want it strong enough, but then we may be able to run some cordage through that loop, so it'll serve a double purpose. So I'm just going to burn a hole through here. You gotta be careful, don't burn yourself. You better get it where you want it, because once it touches it, it goes. Now that's not quite big enough for my bolt to go through. That's just trial and error on my part. So I just kind of take that in there and wiggle it around a little bit. It doesn't take much, and it opens that hole up quite a little bit. Now our bolt should fit through there. Okay, back over to the bench. So we're going to take this, and this one's already got the hole through there, and it melted it so much it kind of stuck it together. And then I need my bolts that are going to fit through here. And I got a whole bunch of these too. I ordered them online, and I got these T-nuts, which are what we ran through the hull before we got the deck attached and everything. And then I got these little bolts, and I didn't have enough of these. I actually found some at the just local hardware store. I think these are 1/4 inch. They got the funky little like Allen wrench head on them. And then I need a couple of washers. Where's my washers? I have my T-nuts are all in here. And all my strapping, whether it's straps for the hatch covers or either just for bungee cord that we're going to tie in here, it's just everywhere. So like this one, I'm going to put a washer down on there because these are sticking up through the deck just a little bit. Nick Schott, I got this idea from him. He actually ground his down a little bit so they were more flush with the deck. I think they're going to be fine just like that. Now I want that ugly side down. So we're going to put that on there. And see, that's thick enough that it's not going to matter that that's sticking up a little bit. I got a little bit of paint in these things when I was putting this primer on. Oh, good grief. There's any number of ways to do this, but this is an Allen wrench I was using, and I kept dropping that on the floor, and then I found that I had this. Now, the thing about this is that this is really flat on the deck here, and I don't know that these straps alone are going to hold this the way I want to. Now, I've got little hatch dogs. You might have seen me making those, the little deals that'll swivel in and out that should hold the hatch cover. You can see where the holes are drilled for them. I don't think we're going to put those in there tonight because we still have to paint all this.
Where'd that screw go?
Because we're going to, tomorrow night, we're going to have a sea trial. So I at least want screws in these so we don't have water able to get in through those little holes. Hope it doesn't leak. I know it shouldn't. I know it won't. There's always that nervousness about it though whenever you do it. These washers are just a little bit too big. I may get something that's not quite a big a hole in it. I like that they stick out a lot. That gives us a, you know, more contact area for it to kind of grab onto that strapping. Now that buckle's already on there. And then you just come up in the inside part of it there, and then just come back through the other side. Now that would be really tight, and loosen that just a hair. So now, well, obviously my hatch cover's not on there, but that's going to hold that down. I might put a stitch or two in one end of this to where there's just one side that's adjustable. I don't know. Might be getting carried away. Those are pretty strong. Pick the whole boat up with it. I like it. Okay, that's what I call a hatch dog. So the idea is that that's gonna go on here. I don't quite have it figured just yet because I don't know how high this is gonna sit up. And it may sit up a little higher than the deck level at first just because we gotta put our weather stripping in there, which I'm also doing tonight. But then I've got these little bolts. And these are gonna go through my hatch dogs. I may put a little thin washer in there underneath that. Then I got lock nuts. I'm not gonna screw them down tight because I'm not ready for them to be screwed down tight. I don't want to have to fight with those lock washers. And then those will come across like that. Now those will be tight. They'll actually hold that down. You probably wouldn't even need this strap. Double protection, just like that. And that's gonna get adjusted different because obviously we got some coming over here, but that's basically how that's gonna work. I'm putting in this weather stripping. This is what they call P because it looks like the letter P. It's not very big. I can't remember what size it is. It came in a thing like this, a double strand of it. But it just comes right apart. It's sitting up a little proud of the deck. I'm gonna have these hatch dogs that I can roll over. You know, I'm not really happy with how that's sitting in there. I think I'm gonna have to pull that out and do it over. That's why you watch this channel, because you get to see my screw ups. Yeah, nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's do it the other way. We'll just lay the P down. Oh, that's good. That's a nice tight deal in there. Okay, that's cool. Oh yeah, that's better. Now those hatch dogs will roll over that. It is sticking up just a little bit above the deck. These aren't tight, the screws aren't. And then we got this dude. How about that? Okay, that's gonna be cool. So obviously I need one more strap back here, but I think we're good. Whole bunch of stuff we've been planning for a long time is finally starting to become a thing. So I just got this on here. Of course, we had to get those anchors in there long before we put the deck on. And I could pick the whole boat up with that. Then I got these handles that I made for Jenkins Boat Works. And we're actually using some old line off of the Necky, the wrecked kayak. So run that through there. Now I did a stopper knot in the one in the front, but I think an overhand knot's fine. It's not, I can barely get the line through that hole. It's not going anywhere. So I don't know if this is going to be too long or not. We might shorten that up a little bit, but now we got a deal. We're going to try to put this in the water tomorrow. I want to be able to carry it down to the pond. Okay, so up here at the bow, we got this pad eye in here and got our handhold. And then the lights here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put some duct tape on these and just tape them up to the hull. We're not going to try to work these tomorrow. I did put a battery on them. They do light up. So I was successful in not cutting these wires when I was sanding. And you can kind of see it's not perfectly smooth there because I didn't want to get my sanding wheel too close to those wires. They're very thin. We have more attachment points here. Now I don't have anything on that like I do back here. Just because right now I'm putting those in here so the water doesn't get in when we test it. This hatch is got its weather seal in it and secured down with those straps. That's what those are going to look like. We're going to run our bungee cord for over the deck strapping, and then we'll probably run one even through the underside of these straps that are the ones holding the hatch cover down, but I can still run cord through those. I'm not very happy with that one. That one's really short. I might redo it. And then back here, we'd taken a look at these hatch dogs, and I found some screws that are a little bit shorter. I still have, I got to put some screws in these here just because I don't want water getting in. So I still need 1, 2, 4, 6 more screws to put in. This I'm just not even going to uncover. It's a place for another little plastic pad eye. This one's metal, so this one's not as strong. It wouldn't be like a lifting point, although it'd probably be strong enough. It's this little deal that's covered up. I didn't want to paint the wood. It's very similar to this little piece here. We are not running rudder cables yet, although the rudder bracket is on. The rudder cables will run through here. That wire doesn't go through there. I just put it there so I could paint. So we should be good to put her in the water tomorrow just for a test float and let Barry kind of get acclimated to the balance of it. And he has a seat. We're going to try to fit that in here. This is so rounded and curved in the hull. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but that's part of one of the things we're going to test out. Oh yeah, and I got this little switch deal here. That's for the lights. I'm thinking we're going to put that up underneath the coaming, but I want to ask him about that. And there is a jam cleat over here for the line that would hold the rudder up. And I made this whole little bracket for this. We already had this, but they had a piece of rubber that was kind of half disintegrated. So I just took a little mahogany block and some Okumi plywood and fashioned that. It's very secure. I believe you could pick the boat up with that. So, yeah, I think we're ready for a sea trial. We'll do that tomorrow, and then pretty much we just got to paint, figure out these foot pegs. You can see one of them laying on the strong back over there. I'm very perplexed as how we're going to get these in here because the curve of the hull, it never comes up really vertical to how those would like to mount in there. So if I just put it in the hole the way it is, it's going to be laying kind of down sideways as opposed to straight up. I've got an idea about how we're going to do that, but again, I want Barry to sit in there and figure out just how we want that to work out. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Well, hope it floats. If you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.